Are you truly living or merely existing? Take a moment to ponder this question. In the depths of your being, you know the answer. We find ourselves in a world of boundless opportunities, yet how many of us are truly seizing them? How many are pushing beyond the familiar, the comfortable, the known? The sad truth is, far too few. You see, success is real, transformative success doesn't reside within the confines of your comfort zone. It's not found in the routine, the predictable, or the safe. No, success thrives in the realm of the unknown, in the territories we've yet to explore. Think about the great achievers throughout history. Did they attain greatness by playing it safe? By sticking to what they knew? Of course not. They dared to venture into uncharted waters, to challenge the status quo, to push beyond what others deemed possible. Now, I want you to imagine for a moment and vision the life you truly desire, the career you've always dreamed of, the relationships that fulfill you, the impact you wish to make on the world. Got it? Now, am I on the path to achieving that life? If the answer is no, then it's time for a change. It's time to break free from the shackles of your comfort zone. But why is it so difficult? Why do we cling to the familiar, even when we know it's holding us back? The answer lies in our biology. Our brains are wired for survival, not success. They prefer the known, the safe, because in our ancestral past, the unknown often meant danger. But we're no longer living in caves, are we? The greatest dangers we face today are not saber-toothed tigers, but the regrets of a life have. On their deathbeds, people rarely regret the risk they took. They regret the ones they didn't take, the adventures not embarked upon, the love not professed, the dreams not pursued. Is that the fate you want for yourself? You might be thinking, but it's not that simple. I have responsibilities, obligations, and you're right, it's not simple. But who said anything worthwhile ever was? The path to success is rarely a straight line. It's a winding road, filled with obstacles, setbacks, and yes, failures. But here's the secret. Those very challenges are what forge you into the person capable of achieving your dreams. So how do we begin this journey? How do we start breaking out of our comfort zones? It starts with a decision, a commitment to yourself that from this day forward, you'll no longer settle for mediocrity. You'll no longer let fear dictate your choices. You'll embrace discomfort as a sign of growth, not a signal to retreat. But a decision alone isn't enough. You need a roadmap, a guide to help you navigate the unfamiliar terrain ahead. That's why we're here today, to explore 5 powerful ways to break out of your comfort zone and find the success you've always dreamed of. These aren't just theoretical concepts or feel-good platitudes. These are battle-tested strategies employed by some of the most successful individuals in history. People who dared to dream big, who refused to let fear hold them back, who understood that true growth happens at the edge of discomfort. As we delve into these strategies, I want you to keep one thing in mind. This isn't about changing who you are at your core. It's about becoming more of who you truly are. It's about shedding the limitations you've placed on yourself and stepping into your full potential. Are you ready? Ready to challenge yourself? Ready to grow? Ready to transform your life? Because make no mistake, that's what we're talking about here. Not just minor improvements or incremental changes, but a complete paradigm shift in how you approach life and success. The journey won't be easy. There will be moments of doubt, of fear, of wanting to retreat to the safety of what you know. But I promise you this path, if you commit to this path, if you truly embrace these strategies and apply them consistently, your life will change in ways you can't even imagine right now. So let's begin. Let's explore the first of our 5 ways to break out of your comfort zone and find success. It's time to embrace discomfort as the catalyst for growth it truly is. Are you with me? Let's go. Let's dive right into our first strategy, embracing discomfort as a catalyst for growth. Now, I know what you're thinking, discomfort. Who in their right mind would willingly seek out discomfort? But hear me out, because this might just be the key that unlocks your potential. Think back to a time when you achieved something significant. Maybe it was landing that job you thought was out of your league, or finally mastering a skill you'd struggled with for years. How did you feel in the process? I'm willing to bet it wasn't all smooth sailing. There were probably moments of uncertainty, self-doubt, maybe even fear. But you pushed through, didn't you? And what happened on the other side of that discomfort? Growth? Achievement? Success? You see, discomfort isn't your enemy. It's not something to be avoided at all cost. In fact, it's quite the opposite. Discomfort is a sign that you're pushing your boundaries, that you're entering new territory. It's the growing pains of personal development. Consider the butterfly. Does it emerge from its chrysalis fully formed, ready to soar? No, it struggles. It fights. It pushes against the confines of its cocoon. And it's through this struggle that it develops the strength to fly. Without that discomfort, that challenge, it would never achieve its full potential. You are no different. Your comfort zone, while safe and predictable, is also a cage. It's limiting your growth, your experiences, your very life. By stepping out of it, by embracing discomfort, you're giving yourself the opportunity to transform, to evolve, to become the person you're truly meant to be. But how do we do this? How do we train ourselves to not just tolerate, but actually seek out discomfort? It starts with a shift in perspective. Instead of viewing discomfort as something negative, start seeing it as a positive signal. When you feel that flutter of nervousness in your stomach, that quickening of your heartbeat, recognize it for what it truly is, the harbinger of growth. Let me give you a practical example. Say you're terrified of public speaking. The mere thought of standing in front of a crowd makes your palms sweat. Most people would avoid this situation at all costs. But what if, instead, you volunteered to give a presentation at your next team meeting? Yes, you'd be uncomfortable. Yes, you might stumble over your words. But with each presentation, each moment of discomfort, you'd be growing. You'd be developing a skill that could open up new opportunities in your career and personal life. This principle applies to every area of your life. Are you stuck in a job that no longer challenges you? It's time to update that resume and start applying for positions that make you think, am I really qualified for this? Are your relationships stagnant? Have that difficult conversation you've been putting off? Is your physical fitness plateauing? It's time to increase the intensity of your workouts. Now, I'm not suggesting you throw caution to the wind and put yourself in genuinely dangerous situations. There's a difference between productive discomfort and recklessness. The key is to push yourself just beyond your current capabilities. This is what psychologists call the zone of proximal development, the sweet spot where growth occurs. Think of it like weight training. If you lift weights that are too light, you won't see any gains. If you try to lift weights that are far too heavy, you risk injury. But if you consistently lift weights that are just challenging enough, you'll steadily increase your strength over time. The same principle applies to your personal and professional development. Seek out challenges that push you just beyond your current limits. As you conquer these challenges, your comfort zone will expand, and what once seemed impossible will become your new normal. But let's be honest, this isn't easy. Our brains are hardwired to seek comfort and avoid pain. It's a survival mechanism that served us well in our evolutionary past. But in today's world, this instinct can hold us back. So how do we override this programming? It starts with small steps. Remember, courage isn't the absence of fear. It's action in the face of fear. Start by identifying one area of your life where you've been playing it safe. Maybe it's in your career, your relationships, or your personal development. Now think of one small action you can take today that would push you out of your comfort zone in that area. It doesn't have to be anything drastic. If you're shy, it could be striking up a conversation with a stranger. If you're risk-averse in your career, it could be pitching a new idea to your boss. The key is to start small and build momentum. As you take these small steps, celebrate your victories. Did you feel uncomfortable? Good. That means you're growing. Did things not go perfectly? Even better. You've just gained valuable experience and feedback that you can use to improve next time. Remember, the goal isn't to eliminate discomfort. The goal is to become comfortable with being uncomfortable, to reach a point where you actually seek out challenges because you know that's where growth happens. Think of some of the most successful people in history. Do you think they achieved greatness by staying within their comfort zones? Of course not. They constantly pushed themselves, took risks, and embraced discomfort as a necessary part of their journey. Take Thomas Edison, for example. Do you think he was comfortable failing over and over again in his attempts to create the light bulb? Absolutely not. But he understood that each failure brought him closer to success. He famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Or consider Nelson Mandela. Do you think he was comfortable spending 27 years in prison for his beliefs? Of course not. But he embraced that discomfort because he knew it was necessary for the greater good. And in doing so, he not only transformed himself, but an entire nation. Both individuals understood a fundamental truth. Growth and comfort cannot coexist. You must choose one or the other. And if you choose growth, You must be willing to embrace discomfort. But here's the beautiful thing. As you consistently push yourself, as you regularly step out of your comfort zone, you'll find that your tolerance for discomfort increases. What once seemed overwhelming becomes manageable. Based on what once was scary becomes exciting. And with each step outside your comfort zone, your confidence grows. You start to realize that you're capable of far more than you ever imagined. You begin to see opportunities where before you only saw obstacles. Your whole perspective on life shifts. This is where true personal power comes from. Not from external circumstances, but from the knowledge that you can handle whatever life throws at you, that you can grow, adapt, and thrive in the face of challenges. Starting today, seek out discomfort. Embrace it, welcome it. See it for what it truly is, the pathway to your best self. When you feel that resistance, that urge to retreat to safety, recognize it as a signpost. It's pointing you in the direction of growth. Ask yourself, what would I do if I weren't afraid? Then do that thing. Take that step. Make that leap. Yes, it will be uncomfortable. Yes, it might even be scary. But on the other side of that discomfort is the life you've always dreamed of. Remember, life begins at the end of your comfort zone, so step out. Embrace the discomfort and watch as you transform into the person you were always meant to be. Now, as we move forward, let's explore our second strategy. Because while embracing discomfort is crucial, it's not enough on its own. We need to channel that willingness to be uncomfortable into specific, ambitious goals. We need to learn how to set audacious goals and take calculated risks. Are you ready to dream big and dare greatly? Let's dive in. Now that we've embraced discomfort as our ally, it's time to channel that energy into something truly transformative. I want you to think big, bigger than you've ever allowed yourself to think before. What's the most audacious goal you can imagine for yourself? The kind of goal that makes your heart race and your palms sweat just thinking about it. Got it? Good. Now double it. You see, most people don't dream big enough. They set goals based on what they think is realistic or achievable. But here's the truth. Those small, realistic goals are holding you back. They're keeping you tethered to your comfort zone, preventing you from realizing your true potential. Think about it. Has anyone ever achieved greatness by setting mediocre goals? Did the Wright brothers aim to build a slightly better bicycle? Did Martin Luther King Jr. dream of minor policy adjustments? Of course not. They set audacious goals that seemed impossible at the time. And in doing so, they changed the world. But why are big goals so important? It's simple. Your goals shape your actions. When you set a small goal, you take small actions. When you set a big audacious goal, you're forced to think differently, to act differently. You have to become a different person to achieve that goal. Let me give you an example. Say your goal is to increase your income by 10 this year. That's a nice, realistic goal, right? But what actions will that goal inspire? Maybe you'll ask for a small raise or put in a few extra hours at work. Now, contrast that with setting a goal to double your income. Suddenly, a small raise or a few extra hours won't cut it. You'll have to think bigger. Maybe you'll start a side business or completely change careers or develop a new skill set that commands a premium in the marketplace. Do you see the difference? The bigger goal forces you to grow, to transform, to become the kind of person capable of achieving that goal. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, but what if I fail? What if I set this big goal and don't achieve it? And that's a valid concern. But let me ask you, if you set a goal to double your income and only increase it by 50, have you really failed? Of course not. You've still achieved far more than if you'd set a smaller, safer goal. This is the power of audacious goals. Even if you fall short, you'll likely achieve more than you would have with a smaller goal. As the saying goes, shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll land among the stars. But setting big goals is only half the equation. The other half is taking calculated risks to achieve those goals. And I stress the word calculated here. I'm not advocating recklessness. I'm talking about intelligent strategic risk-taking. What do I mean by calculated risks? It's about weighing the potential benefits against the potential costs. It's about doing your homework, preparing as much as possible, and then having the courage to take action despite the uncertainty. Every significant achievement in your life probably involves some level of risk. Getting married, having children, starting a business, moving to a new city. These are all risks, but they're risks that can lead to tremendous rewards. The key is to approach risk taking with the right mindset. Instead of focusing on what you might lose, focus on what you might gain. Instead of asking, "What if I fail?" ask, "What if I succeed?" Let's break this down into practical steps. First, identify your audacious goal. Make it so big it scares you a little. Next, break that goal down into smaller, actionable steps. What's the worst that could happen if this doesn't work out? Can I live with that outcome? And what's the best that could happen if it does work out? This process helps you evaluate risks objectively. Often, you'll find that the potential upside far outweighs the downside, and even if things don't work out, the lessons you'll learn and the growth you'll experience will be invaluable. Remember, failure isn't the opposite of success, it's a part of success. Every successful person has failed numerous times on their journey. The difference is they didn't let those failures stop them. They learned from them, adjusted their approach, and kept moving forward. Take Richard Branson. For example, he's launched hundreds of companies under the Virgin brand. Not all of them have been successful. Virgin Cola, Virgin Brides, Virgin Cars, these were all failures. But Branson didn't let these setbacks. He learned from each experience and applied those lessons to his next venture. Or consider J.K. Rowling. Before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon, Rowling's manuscript was rejected by 12 different publishers. Can you imagine if she'd given up after the first rejection, or the fifth, or the 10th? The world would have missed out on one of the most beloved book series of all time. These individuals understood that risk and failure are not just inevitable, but necessary parts of the journey to success. They set audacious goals and were willing to take calculated risks to achieve them. Now, I'm not saying this is easy. Taking risks can be scary. It requires courage. But courage isn't the absence of fear. Courage is feeling the fear and taking action anyway. It's about being willing to step into the unknown, to leave the safety of the shore and sail into uncharted waters. And here's the thing. The more you do it, the easier it becomes. Each risk you take, each fear you face makes you stronger. It expands your comfort zone and increases your confidence. You start to realize that you're capable of far more than you ever imagined. So how do you develop this courage? It starts with changing your relationship with failure. Instead of seeing failure as something to be avoided at all costs, start seeing it as feedback. Every failure is an opportunity to learn, to grow, to refine your approach. Adopt a mindset of curiosity. When things don't go as planned, instead of beating yourself up, ask, what can I learn from this? How can I use this experience to improve? This shift in perspective takes the sting out of failure and turns it into a valuable tool for growth. Another key strategy is to surround yourself with supportive people. Share your audacious goals with those who will encourage you, who will believe in you even when you doubt yourself. Their support can give you the courage to take those crucial risks. Remember, every great achievement in history started as an audacious goal in someone's mind. The airplane, the internet, landing on the moon, these were all once considered impossible dreams. But someone dared to set those goals and take the risks necessary to achieve them. You have that same potential within you. You have dreams, ideas, and capabilities that the world needs. But those dreams will remain just that, dreams, unless you have the courage to set audacious goals and take calculated risks to achieve them. So I challenge you, set a goal so big it scares you. Break it down into steps. Identify the risks involved in each step, and then take action. Take that first step, no matter how small, because here's the secret: action cures. The more you act, the more your confidence grows, and the more risks you'll be willing to take. Remember, life rewards action. It rewards those who are willing to step out of their comfort zones, to take risks, to dare greatly. So dare greatly, set those audacious goals, take those calculated risks, and watch as your life transforms in ways you never thought possible. As we move forward, we'll explore our third strategy, because setting big goals and taking risk is crucial, but to truly break out of your comfort zone and find success, you need the right mindset. You need to cultivate a growth mindset and commit to continuous learning. Are you ready to unlock the full potential of your mind? Let's dive in. As we venture further into our journey of breaking out of our comfort zones, we arrive at a critical juncture. We've embraced discomfort and set audacious goals, but now we must address the engine that drives all personal growth and achievement. Specifically, we need to cultivate a growth mindset and commit to continuous learning. Think back to your school days. Were you the type of student who believed your intelligence was fixed? That you were either good at math or bad at writing, and that was that? Or did you believe that with effort and practice, you could improve in any subject? Your answer reveals a lot about your mindset and, more importantly, about the potential you've tapped into or left dormant throughout your life. You see, our beliefs about our abilities have a profound impact on our behavior and ultimately our success. This is the core of what psychologist Carol Dweck calls the growth mindset versus the fixed mindset. Those with a fixed mindset believe their qualities are carved in stone. They're constantly trying to prove themselves, fearing that failure might reveal their limitations. On the other hand, those with a growth mindset believe their basic qualities can be developed through dedication and hard work. They see failure not as evidence of unintelligence, but as a heartening springboard for growth and for stretching their existing abilities. Ask yourself, which mindset do you think is more conducive to breaking out of your comfort zone and achieving success? The answer is clear, isn't it? A growth mindset is essential for pushing beyond your perceived limitations. It allows you to view challenges as opportunities for learning rather than threats to your self-image. It enables you to persist in the face of setbacks, knowing that struggle and effort are the paths to mastery. But how do we cultivate this growth mindset? It starts with awareness. Pay attention to your self-talk. When you face a challenge, do you tell yourself, I can't do this, or do you say, I can't do this yet? That simple addition of yet opens up a world of possibility. It acknowledges that while you may not have the skills or knowledge now, you have the potential to acquire them. Next, reframe your view of effort. In a fixed mindset, effort is seen as a sign of inadequacy. If you were really smart or talented, things would come easily, right? Wrong. In a growth mindset, effort is the path to mastery. It's what allows you to grow your abilities and achieve your goals. Consider the great achievers in any field. Do you think they reach the top of their game without effort? Of course not. They put in countless hours of practice, faced numerous setbacks, and continually pushed themselves to improve. They understood that talent is just the starting point. It's dedication and hard work that lead to true mastery. Take Michael Jordan, for example. He wasn't born the greatest basketball player of all time. He was cut from his high school basketball team, but instead of accepting this as a limitation of his ability, he used it as motivation. He practiced relentlessly, often staying after team practices to refine his skills. His growth mindset, combined with his work ethic, transformed him into a legend. Consider Thomas Edison. When working on the light bulb, he famously said, I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work. This is the epitome of a growth mindset. Each failure was a lesson, bringing him one step closer to success. But cultivating a growth mindset is just the beginning. To truly break out of your comfort zone and achieve success, you need to commit to continuous learning. In today's rapidly changing world, the ability to learn, unlearn, and relearn is perhaps the most crucial skill you can develop. Think about it. The jobs of tomorrow haven't even been invented yet. The skills that are in high demand today might be obsolete in a few years. In this environment, those who thrive are not necessarily the most intelligent or the most skilled, but those who are the most adaptable, those who embrace lifelong learning. So how do we become lifelong learners? It starts with curiosity. Cultivate a sense of wonder about the world around you. Ask questions. Explore new ideas. Be willing to challenge your existing beliefs and assumptions. Read voraciously, and I don't just mean books in your field. Read widely. Explore different genres, different perspectives. You never know where your next big idea might come from. Some of the most innovative solutions come from applying concepts from one field to another. Embrace technology as a tool for learning. We live in an age where the world's knowledge is at our fingertips. Take advantage of online courses, webinars, podcasts. Platforms like Coursera edX and Khan Academy offer courses from top universities around the world, often for free. But don't just consume information passively. Apply what you learn. Knowledge without application is like food without digestion. It provides no nourishment, so as you learn new concepts, think about how you can apply them in your life or work. Seek out diverse experiences. Travel if you can. Engage with people from different backgrounds. Each new experience, each new perspective expands your understanding of the world and challenges your existing mental models. And perhaps most importantly, learn from failure. Remember, in a growth mindset, failure is not the end. It's a beginning. It's an opportunity to learn, to adjust your approach, to grow. So when you fail, and you will fail because everyone does, don't beat yourself up. How to announce yourself, ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this experience to improve? Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. I'm too old to learn new things, or I don't have the time. But these are just excuses, and they're rooted in a fixed mindset. The truth is, your brain remains plastic throughout your life. You can form new neural connections at any age. And as for time, well, we all have the same 24 hours in a day. It's about priorities. If you truly value learning, you'll find the time. Consider the story of Grandma Moses. She began her painting career at the age of 78 and went on to become one of America's most renowned folk artists. Or look at Colonel Sanders, who started Kentucky Fried Chicken at the age of 65. These individuals didn't let age stop them from learning new skills and pursuing their passions. The beauty of cultivating a growth mindset and committing to continuous learning is that it creates a virtuous cycle. The more you learn, the more you realize there is to learn. This fuels your curiosity, which leads to more learning, which expands your capabilities, which allows you to set even more audacious goals. It's like compound interest for your mind. Small, consistent investments in learning compound over time, leading to exponential growth in your knowledge, skills, and ultimately, your success. Starting today, commit to becoming a lifelong learner. Cultivate your curiosity. Embrace challenges as opportunities for growth. Seek out new experiences and perspectives. And most importantly, never stop believing in your ability to grow and remember, your potential is not predetermined. It's not limited by your age, your background, or your current skills. Your potential is limited only by your mindset and your willingness to learn. So adopt a growth mindset. Embrace the joy of learning. And watch as your world expands, your capabilities grow, and opportunities you never imagined begin to open up before you. As we move forward, we'll explore our fourth strategy. Because while developing yourself is crucial, success rarely happens in isolation. To truly break out of your comfort zone and achieve greatness, you need to surround yourself with the right people. Are you ready to learn how to build a network that will elevate you to new heights? Let's dive in. As we continue our journey of breaking out of our comfort zones, we arrive at a crucial truth. No one achieves greatness alone. The people we surround ourselves with have a profound impact on our thoughts, our actions, and ultimately our success. So ask yourself this: who are the 5 people you spend the most time with? Are they pushing you to grow, to dream bigger, to be the best version of yourself, or are they holding you back, keeping you tethered to your comfort zone? You see, we are the average of the 5 people we spend the most time with. This isn't just a catchy saying. It's a fundamental truth about human nature. We unconsciously adopt the attitudes, behaviors, and even the level of success of those around us. It's a phenomenon psychologists call social contagion. Think about it. Have you ever noticed how your energy level changes depending on who you're with? Some people leave you feeling drained, while others leave you feeling inspired and energized. That's the power of your social environment at work. Now, I'm not suggesting you cut ties with everyone in your life who isn't at the top of their game, but I'm urging you to be intentional about who you allow to influence you. To break out of your comfort zone and achieve true success, you need to surround yourself with inspiring individuals who challenge you, support you, and push you to grow. So, how do we do this? How do we build a network of inspiring individuals? It starts with a mindset shift. Instead of looking for people who make you comfortable, seek out those who make you uncomfortable in the best possible way. Look for people who are where you want to be, who have achieved what you want to achieve. This might mean joining professional organizations in your field, attending conferences, or seeking out mentors. It might mean volunteering for projects that put you in contact with high achievers. It might even mean moving to a new city where opportunities in your field are more abundant. Well, just seek out successful people. Seek out those who align with your values and aspirations. Success without fulfillment is a hollow victory. You want to surround yourself with people who not only achieve great things, but do so in a way that resonates with your core beliefs. Now, I can almost hear some of you thinking, but how do I connect with these high achievers? Why would they want to associate with me? And that's a valid concern. But remember this: most successful people are where they are because someone gave them a chance, someone believed in them. Many of them are eager to pay it forward. The key is to approach these relationships with a mindset of adding value. Don't just think about what you can get from them. Think about what you can offer. Maybe it's a fresh perspective, a unique skill set, or simply genuine enthusiasm and a willingness to learn. Consider the story of Bill Gates and Warren Buffett. These two titans of industry didn't start as peers. Gates was a young tech entrepreneur, while Buffett was already a legendary investor. But Gates reached out to Buffett, eager to learn from him. That initial connection blossomed into a deep friendship and a powerful alliance that has shaped both their lives and their philanthropic efforts. But it's not just about connecting with those who are ahead of you on the path. It's also about cultivating relationships with peers who share your drive and ambition. These are the people who will understand your struggles, celebrate your victories, and push you to keep going when times get tough. Think of the famous PayPal Mafia, a group of former PayPal employees and founders who went on to create numerous successful tech companies. They didn't just go their separate ways after PayPal. They continued to support each other, invest in each other's ventures, and push each other to greater heights. Now, as you begin to surround yourself with these inspiring individuals, you'll likely face a new challenge. Imposter syndrome. You might feel like you don't belong, like you're not good enough to be in these circles. But remember this, no matter how successful has felt this way at some point, the key is to reframe these feelings. Instead of thinking I don't belong here, think I'm fortunate to have this opportunity to learn and grow. Instead of focusing on how far you have to go, focus on how far you've come. Remember, if you're the smartest person in the room, you're in the wrong room. Embrace the discomfort of being surrounded by people who challenge you. That's where growth happens. As you build these relationships, be genuine. Be yourself. Don't try to impress people by pretending to be someone you're not. Authentic connections are the most powerful and lasting. Share your dreams, your fears, your struggles. You'll often find that even the most successful people have faced similar challenges. Their stories of overcoming these obstacles can provide invaluable inspiration and guidance. But building a network of inspiring individuals isn't just about what you can gain. It's also about what you can give. As you grow and achieve success, make a commitment to lift others up. Mentor those who are where you once were. Share your knowledge and experiences. Not only is this deeply fulfilling, but it also reinforces your own learning and growth. Remember, a rising tide lifts all boats. When you help others succeed, you create a positive ripple effect that ultimately comes back to benefit you. You build a reputation as someone who adds value, which opens up even more opportunities and connections. Let's talk about the elephant in the room, toxic relationships. As you're working to surround yourself with inspiring individuals, you may realize that some of your current relationships are holding you back. Maybe it's friends who ridicule your ambitions, family members who discourage you from taking risks, or colleagues who drag you into negative mindsets. Dealing with these relationships can be challenging, but it's necessary for your growth. Sometimes it means having difficult conversations, setting boundaries, or even distancing yourself from certain individuals. Remember, you're not obligated to keep people in your life who consistently bring you down or hold you back. This doesn't mean you have to cut people out entirely. Often, it's about managing the level of influence they have on you. Maybe you limit the time you spend with them, or you're more selective about what you share with them. The goal is to create space in your life for those positive, inspiring relationships to flourish. As you implement this strategy, be patient. Building meaningful relationships takes time. It's not about collecting a Rolodex of impressive names. It's about cultivating genuine connections with people who inspire and challenge you. Quality always trumps quantity when it comes to relationships. Also, remember that inspiration can come from unexpected places. Don't limit yourself to people in your field or industry. Some of the most valuable insights often come from cross-pollination of ideas from different domains. A chef might inspire an innovation in your tech startup, or an artist might give you a new perspective on your business strategy. Lastly, don't forget the power of virtual connections in today's digital age. While face-to-face interactions are invaluable, you can also find inspiration and build relationships online. Join social media groups focused on your interest or industry. Participate in online forums. Follow thought leaders in your field and engage with their content. The world is more connected than ever before, giving you unprecedented access to inspiring individuals from all walks of life. Starting today, make a conscious effort to surround yourself with inspiring individuals. Seek out mentors, cultivate peer relationships with ambitious individuals, and don't be afraid to reach out to those you admire. Be genuine, add value, and be open to learning from everyone you meet. Remember, your environment shapes you. By consciously curating a network of inspiring individuals, you're creating an ecosystem of growth and success. You're setting yourself up to dream bigger, to push harder, and to achieve more than you ever thought possible. As we move forward to our final strategy, keep this in mind. While surrounding yourself with inspiring individuals is crucial, ultimately, success comes down to your actions. Are you ready to learn how to take massive action and persist through adversity? Let's dive in and explore the final piece of the puzzle in breaking out of your comfort zone and finding true success. We've come to the final and perhaps most crucial step in our journey to break out of our comfort zones and find success. All the strategies we've discussed so far, embracing discomfort, setting audacious goals, cultivating a growth mindset, and surrounding ourselves with inspiring individuals, they all lead to this pivotal moment, the moment of action. You see, knowledge without action is like a car without fuel. It might look impressive, but it's not going anywhere. So ask yourselves this. What actions have you taken today to move closer to your goals? What concrete steps have you made towards breaking out of your comfort zone? If you're hesitating, you're not alone. Taking action, especially when it involves stepping into the unknown, can be terrifying. Our brains are wired to avoid uncertainty. It's a survival mechanism that served us well in our ancestral past. But in today's world, this instinct can hold us back from achieving our true potential. The truth is, there's never a perfect time to start. There's never a moment when you'll feel completely ready. The most successful people in the world didn't wait until they felt ready. They started before they felt prepared, and they figured it out along the way. Consider Jeff Bezos. When he started Amazon, he didn't have a fully fleshed out business plan. He saw an opportunity in online book sales and took action. He started in his garage, packing and shipping books himself. Was he completely ready? Probably not. But he took action, and that action led to one of the most successful companies in the world. Or think about Sarah Blakely, the founder of Spanx. She had no experience in fashion or retail when she came up with the idea for footless pantyhose. But instead of just thinking about it, she took action. She wrote her own patent, created prototypes, and pitched her product to retailers. Her action turned a $5,000 investment into a billion-dollar company. Stories illustrate a fundamental truth. Success loves speed. The faster you take action, the faster you learn, adjust, and ultimately succeed. It's not about getting it perfect. It's about getting it going. But how do we overcome the paralysis that often comes with taking that first step? It starts with breaking down your big, audacious goals into smaller, manageable actions. Remember, every great achievement is the result of small, consistent actions taken over time. If your goal is to start a business, your first action might be as simple as registering a domain name. If you want to write a book, start by writing 500 words a day. If you're aiming to switch careers, begin by updating your resume or reaching out to someone in your desired field. The key is to focus on progress, not perfection. Each small action builds momentum, is like pushing a boulder down a hill. The first push is the hardest, but once it starts rolling, it becomes easier to keep it moving. Now here's where many people falter. They take that first step, maybe even the second and third, but then they hit a roadblock. They face adversity, and suddenly that comfortable old zone starts looking pretty appealing. This is where persistence comes in. Persistence is the bridge between action and success. It's what separates those who achieve their dreams from those who merely dream. Consider the story of Thomas Edison. When working on the light bulb, he famously said, "I have not failed. I've just found 10,000 ways that won't work." Can you imagine if he'd given up after the 100th attempt, or the 1,000th? The world might be a much darker place. Or think about J.K. Rowling. Before Harry Potter became a global phenomenon, her manuscript was rejected by 12 different publishers. Imagine if she'd given up after the first rejection, or the 5th or the 10th. The world would have missed out on one of the most beloved book series of all time. Individuals understood a fundamental truth. Adversity is not the enemy of success. It's the gateway to it. Every setback, every failure, every moment of doubt, these are not reasons to quit. They're opportunities to learn, to grow, to become stronger and more resilient. But how do we cultivate this level of persistence? It starts with reframing how we view adversity. Instead of seeing obstacles as roadblocks, see them as challenges to overcome. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask, "What can I learn from this?" Develop a no matter what mindset. Decide in advance that you will persist, no matter what challenges arise. This doesn't mean blindly pushing forward without adjusting your approach. It means committing to your goal and being willing to adapt your methods as needed. Remember, persistence doesn't mean never feeling discouraged. It means continuing despite feeling discouraged. It's normal to have moments of doubt, to feel like giving up. The key is not to let those feelings dictate your actions. In these moments, reconnect with your why. Why did you set this goal in the first place? What drove you to want to break out of your comfort zone? Let this purpose fuel your persistence. Also, celebrate your small wins along the way. Each action you take, each obstacle you overcome, is a victory. Acknowledge these successes. They'll provide the motivation to keep going when times get tough. Now let's address a common misconception. Some people believe that if they're facing too many obstacles, it means they're on the wrong path. But here's the truth. The path to any worthwhile goal is paved with obstacles. If you're not facing challenges, you're probably not pushing yourself hard enough. Consider the bamboo tree. For the first 4 years after it's planted, you see no visible signs of growth. But during this time, it's developing an extensive root system underground. Then in the 5th year, it suddenly shoots up, growing up to 90 feet in just a few weeks. Your journey might feel like those first 4 years of the bamboo tree's growth. You're taking action. You're persisting, but you might not see immediate results. But trust the process. Every action you take, every obstacle you overcome is strengthening your roots. And when you finally break through, your growth will be exponential. Remember, success is not a straight line. It's a series of ups and downs, twists and turns. The key is to keep moving forward, no matter how slow or difficult the progress might seem. As you take action and persist through adversity, you'll discover something remarkable. You'll find that your comfort zone begins to expand. What once seemed impossible becomes achievable. What once terrified you becomes exciting. You see, taking action and persisting through adversity doesn't just lead to external success. It transforms you from the inside out. It builds confidence, resilience, and a sense of self-efficacy that no one can take away from you. Starting today, commit to taking massive action towards your goals. Break them down into small, manageable steps, and start with the very first one. Right now. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Create it. And when you face obstacles, and you will face obstacles, they'll persist. Remember why you started. Remember all the people who believed in you, all the work you've put in. Let these fuel your determination to push through. As you do this, you'll find that breaking out of your comfort zone becomes easier. You'll start to crave the excitement of new challenges. You'll begin to see opportunities where others see obstacles. Remember, the greatest risk in life is not taking any risks at all. The greatest failure is not in falling down, but in staying down. So take action, persist, and watch as you transform not just your circumstances, but yourself. As we conclude our journey through these 5 strategies for breaking out of your comfort zone and finding success, take a moment to reflect. You now have the tools to embrace discomfort, set audacious goals, cultivate a growth mindset, surround yourself with inspiring individuals, and take persistent action. The question is, what will you do with them? Your comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. It's time to step out, to dare greatly, to pursue your dreams with unwavering determination. The path won't be easy, but I promise you this, it will be worth it. So go forth, take action, persist through adversity, and create the life you've always dreamed of. Your future self will thank you for it. As we reach the end of our journey, take a moment to envision the person you'll become by implementing these strategies. Imagine the life you'll create by consistently stepping beyond your comfort zone. So the growth you'll experience, the success you'll achieve, the impact you'll make, it's all within your grasp. Remember, breaking out of your comfort zone isn't a one-time event. It's a lifelong practice, a commitment to continuous growth and self-improvement. Each time you embrace discomfort, set audacious goals, cultivate your mindset, surround yourself with inspiration, and take persistent action, you're not just changing your circumstances, you're transforming yourself. The rewards of this transformation are immeasurable. You'll discover strengths you never knew you had. You'll overcome challenges you once thought insurmountable. You'll achieve goals that once seemed like distant dreams. But perhaps most importantly, you'll become a version of yourself that you can be truly proud of. So I urge you, Don't let fear hold you back. Don't let comfort lull you into complacency. Embrace the discomfort, for it is the price of growth. Take that first step, then the next and the next. Your journey to extraordinary success begins now, outside your comfort zone. The world is waiting for you to step up and shine. Are you ready?